Hi, Christine here for a update on what I've been working on this week as far as crochet. So I don't have very much to share. I'll just get right into it then. I've been working on this Summer Cal 2024 by Judy's Creations and Crochet. Yes, I am behind. I now have 18 squares made in Caron Simply Soft in the colors green and super duper yellow. And y'all helped me pick a color to join them with, and that is this wonderful hot pink. So this is fun. I'm excited to see how this turns out, really. Yeah, kind of out of my comfort zone, but hopefully it'll be fun and somebody out there will appreciate it. So I have 2 more squares to make because I need 20 squares to do a 4x5. It's just a small throw. And I ran out of yellow and green. So I'm using the pink. We're gonna do 2 squares of the hot pink and probably stick them in the center of the blanket. And so we are doing the Suzette stitch for at least one of them. I haven't decided on the last one. The 3 squares I've completed in green to finish off the 18 were this lovely, this is the spiked sedge stitch. I don't know if I'm showing you the front or the back. I don't think it matters because you turn the work every time you do a row. Anyway, I think that is so pretty. Caron Simply Soft has such beautiful stitch definition. Every time I pick up these squares, I'm in love with them. This is the triad stitch, 3 double crochets together. Very pretty, more of a lacy look. And then this is the puffed moss. I just picked out some of the ones I liked. This one is actually a row short because I ran out of green. It's my last square. So hopefully I can give it a little stretch and all will be fine. So that's that blanket. And I finished something wonderful. This is the, I guess I participate in a lot of stuff Judy does. I don't know what to say. She has a way of getting people she has a way of encouraging people or getting you enthused about whatever she's up to. So this is her tropical bird make-along that she did last year, 2024. And every month was a bird that she showed us a picture of, and then we had to come up with a project. And my projects were these squares. So there was no rhyme or reason because, you know, nothing was coordinated. It's just whatever the bird looked like that month. These are not in order. I just fitted them together however they fit the best and went with it. As you see, some months were a little wilder than others, but I joined them all with black Crafter's Secret Big Idea in the color peppercorn. Very nice yarn from Hobby Lobby that has just works up really well. It's not splitty and you get a lot in one ball. So then I did a border of several rows of single crochet to get everything as even as I possibly could. And then thanks again to you all who helped me pick aqua as the accent color in the border. I think it worked much better than the it wasn't burnt orange, it was terracotta that I had. I actually worked like half a row, a corner, and another half in the orange because I really wanted to use that, but it just wasn't doing anything for the blanket. So I went with the aqua, like most of you chose in my little poll that I posted on my channel. And yeah, I'm real happy with that. It definitely matches several of the squares and I think brings it all together very nicely. And then my last row of the border is this really cool stitch that I don't even know what it's called. It kind of looks like a reverse single crochet, but it's not. You do a single crochet and then you do a half double on top of it, but in the space preceding the stitch you worked. So it comes out a little slanted, but it's not as difficult as the crab stitch, the reverse single crochet. And somebody said that tends to stretch out a border. I haven't noticed that. I haven't used it that much, but this didn't. It worked out really nicely and gave it just a little bit of texture to finish off the blanket, but not crazy like shells or anything. I think that would have been too much considering all that's going on in the blanket itself. I will post a couple of pictures so you can see the whole thing laid out. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. The final size was about 37 inches across and 47 inches lengthwise. So nice little size for a throw to put on a sofa or even a lapgan if somebody's in a wheelchair. Yeah, but you know, obviously not big enough to spread across a bed. Well, maybe a twin size bed. Anyway, I'm really happy to have seen this through, finished it off. Thank you, Judy, for mentioning a couple times that you're waiting to see the people's blankets who said they were going to join their squares at the end of the year, because that encouraged me to see this through and not leave it languishing in the closet. So that was my finished project this week, and yeah, really happy with it. This will probably go on my Etsy shop for a while, see if anybody's interested in it. I will be opening my Etsy shop back up this week. I have to just sit down and update my listings and add anything new that I have to offer. It doesn't have much. It probably won't have more than 25 or 30 items, but all made by me. Okay, and the last thing was a fun little project I started. This was a pattern I purchased from Crochet Object Knitting. Actually, Crochet Object without the C, by Mo Malrone. She is a crocheter and knitter in Israel, and I printed it without printing the cover page, but that's hers. It's just a square that's very pretty. I decided I was going to use these yarns that have been calling to me for months and months. I've said several times that this is my favorite yarn, and I've had a blanket quantity of it for the longest time and just couldn't find the right pattern. And that is Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK in the color Irish Rain and Ivory. And this yarn is wonderful. Now, it is a tiny bit splitty, I'm noticing, but it may just be the stitches I'm working into are very small. I don't know. I'm using a 3 1/4 size hook. It does call for a 4.5. So that's a full size lower. So it's my fault that it's being a little bit difficult on this project. But here is what I've done so far. This is not blocked yet, but this is my completed square. I wasn't crazy about it as I was working on it, but now that it's finished, I really like it. I love this texture. I think a blanket made of squares with these popcorn stitches on it would be so fun just to feel. I'm not crazy about making popcorn stitches, but yeah, this is fun. I'm enjoying that square. So this is just ivory and green. And so I'd like to play with this and see how a solid one will come out. So I started one in just ivory, obviously not finished with that yet. So I'm enjoying that. And maybe one day you will see a blanket made of these squares. This is an 8-inch square. And these are a little tedious because it's such a small hook and it's a DK weight. It's slow going. And I'm not sure if it's going to have as much drape as I would like because the square feels a little stiff. I don't know, but I don't want to start over, but I've only done one square. I'm tempted to go up to like maybe a 4mm hook just to give it a little more, you know what I mean. Drape is the word I was looking for. Yeah, because they're pretty stiff. I'm thinking about that. Now is the time to make the decision before I commit to another 10 squares. I made this blanket out of this yarn, and that's when it became my favorite, when I saw how wonderfully soft and drapey this blanket is. This is a baby size blanket that I use myself because it is so cozy. Sometimes I just put it around my neck at night. And I love it. I can't even tell you the pattern or the stitch. I think it might have been a Creative Grandma pattern. It's somewhere on my Ravelry if anyone's interested. I did put a project page in there. But this has been used and washed, and I mean, it's on my bed all the time. I even like to, like when I'm reading, sometimes my shoulders will get cold, and I'll just put it in a triangle and put it around my shoulders, and it is perfect. And it just gives you a hug. A lot of people call shawls and ponchos hugs, and they really are, especially in a yarn like this. So I can't say enough about Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK. Comes in a donut, as you saw, and let's see, 478 yards per ball, 114 grams. It's a 3-weight, 100% low pill acrylic, and regular $4.99. I usually wait till it's Hobby Lobby's 30% off weekend so that I can get it for about $3.50. That's a good deal. $3.50 for 478 yards of this delightful yarn. They have some great colors in this too. They have a deep burgundy and then a pumpkin color. I want both of those. I also made my poncho out of this. You've seen that probably a number of times draped behind me or on me. It's the striped with this color and grays, and I think the colors were storm cloud and cedar or onyx. I can't remember, but I did make a poncho out of this that I wear all the time. The poncho, I made it a little long purposely because I wanted to wear the long sides to the side to cover my arms when I worked, but it has stretched just a bit, and the if I wear the long sides to the front and back, it's almost touching the ground. So I don't know. I may have to cut the fringe. I don't know. I haven't decided. It's not dragging on the floor, but it gets caught on my kitchen cabinets or, yeah, wherever it can. Anyway, love this yarn. That's all I have today. I hope you enjoyed the update, and I hope to complete more next week. I also posted a book review of a really helpful little book that I just finished reading. If you haven't got that video, please check it out. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I hate to give you such a cursory mention of this. There could be somebody new who never saw that video. So I'll just give you the details because it's such a great little blanket. I think it's great for a baby blanket because the stitches are not very open, so baby's not going to get caught up in any of the holes. This is called the Wrap Me in Love Baby Blanket by Creative Grandma. And this is 41 by 41 inches. And it used 3 1/3 balls of the ivory color in soft and sleek DK. So the reason I never gave this away or did anything with it is because I got this yarn on clearance and never realized that there was a stain on it, and the stain would not come out for anything, and it's still there somewhere. So that's why I kept it for myself. Because it's still totally serviceable. I think I used a 5mm hook size, and yeah, she's got a video tutorial for this blanket, or she did. If she doesn't, I'm sure she still has the pattern somewhere. Wrap Me in Love Baby Blanket. Beautiful stitch. I made another one in grays and this color, which I did give away to my great nephew. So yeah, okay. Now you know all about this too. Thanks.